Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Rimli Biyat, and I'm back with another video for you. In today's video, I bring before you the lesson plan of a poem from the class 9 NCERT book of English called Beehive. The name of the poem is The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost, and I'm here to help you how to write the lesson plan for it. So let's get started. So the lesson plan starts with a section which is called the identification of data. Here in this section, you have to mention the name of the school, subject, class, topic, number of students, book, time, name of the student teacher, and age. So the school where you go to teach in is the name of the school that you have to mention here, and subject is English, and within bracket you can mention if the content that you chose is poetry or prose. Next, you have to write the name of the topic and the class, and you have to mention the number of students. And as for book, I have taken class 9 NCERT book like I mentioned before, so the name of that book is Beehive. And time stands for the duration that you get in the classroom, so you have to mention the time. And age stands for the average age of the students. And the name of the student teacher, this is the part where you have to write your own name. Below this section, you have to write down the general objectives, so I'm going to read them out for you. The first one is to enable the students' interest in reading the English subject. Number 2, to enable the students understanding English when spoken. 3, to develop the mastery of English language. 4, to increase vocabulary of the pupil in English. 5, to enable the students to know the structure of grammar. 6, to enable the students to develop their creativity and power of imagination. The next section is the teaching aids. Here you need to mention two types of teaching aids. The first one is general teaching aids and then the specific teaching aids. So in general teaching aids, you can mention blackboard, chalk, duster, pointer, textbook, literally anything that you use while teaching your students. The second one is specific teaching aids. So here I have mentioned a chart showing the different parts of the lesson, but it actually depends on how you teach them and what kind of teaching learning materials you use. Then comes the introduction. This is the part where you have to make 4 columns for step, assume previous knowledge, teacher's activity, and pupils activity. Introduction means the part where you have to ask questions to your students in order to draw out the name of the topic from them without actually answering it for them. So here I have mentioned 5 questions to derive the answer from them. Next we come to the announcement of the topic. This is the part where you announce the topic yourself in front of the students when you are teaching them. So you have to mention this part. And next comes the presentation. For presentation, you have to make 6 columns for step, teaching points, specific objectives, teacher's activity, pupils activity, and learning outcomes each. And I have mentioned many teaching points. So on this page, the ones you can see are about the author and model reading. And specific objectives are actually the outcome that they want from the students. For example, here I have written the students will know about the author, and that's the outcome because of which the teacher talks about the author. That's the outcome they want to see in their students. And teacher's activity includes what the teacher does in the class to make the students understand. And next comes the pupils activity. Here we just mentioned the duties of a pupil, for example, listening carefully. And next comes the learning outcomes. So here I have written pupils will be able to acquire some information about the author. It just depends on what the teacher teaches and the outcomes that they want from the students. And on this page I have mentioned 3 teaching points. They are loud reading, silent reading, and word meanings. For the word meanings, you can include words that you think are difficult for the students to understand. You can write them down and also teach them in class, of course. And the rest of the word meanings you can find from the book itself. Then comes the part of explanation. This is where you explain the chapter in detail. And the last part for teaching point comes questioning. This is what you do exactly after the explanation. Right after explaining the lesson, or maybe a part of the lesson, you can ask them a few questions to make sure they understood the chapter or not. Here I have mentioned 3 questions and you can copy them down from here. And lastly, we have closure. This is the last part of the lesson plan, and for this part you have to include 3 columns for step, teacher's activity and pupils activity each. During closure, the teacher actually explains the chapter or maybe a part of the chapter and then summarizes whatever he or she has taught, after which the teacher gives some questions as homework to the students. For this chapter, as the homework, I have written, write this summary of the poem The Road Not Taken. So the teacher can ask the students to write a summary of the poem that the teacher has taught. And after this I wrote, after thanking the class, the teacher will clean the blackboard and leave the classroom. So all the things that the teacher does in the class which is necessary and of important detail must be mentioned in the lesson plan. And so this was all for today. I hope you find this video helpful along with my other videos. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you want more videos which could help you with your BA journey. Also remember to share my videos with your friends, and if there's any help that you need or want me to make videos on particular topics related to BEd, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, see you guys.